Have you ever wondered why one sedan keeps winning the hearts of millions of Americans year after year, even when it's surrounded by luxury cars with bigger engines, flashier badges, and much higher price tags? Imagine walking into a dealership with enough money to choose almost any mid-size sedan on the market. On one side, there are sleek European models packed with cutting-edge technology. On the other, there are sporty newcomers promising thrilling performance and futuristic designs. Yet, after comparing them all, countless buyers still drive away in the same car. So what makes this sedan so special? How can one vehicle consistently outperform rivals that seem more luxurious, more powerful, or more exciting on paper? The answer isn't just horsepower. It isn't the badge on the hood. And it certainly isn't marketing. It's something much bigger. It's about trust. It's about balance. It's about building a car that does almost everything exceptionally well without asking you to compromise. In today's automotive world, manufacturers are chasing bigger screens, outrageous horsepower figures, and increasingly complicated technology. But while others are busy trying to reinvent the sedan, one company has spent decades quietly perfecting it. The result is a car that commuters love, families rely on, professionals proudly drive, and even automotive experts continue to recommend year after year. Meet the 2026 Honda Accord. This isn't just another family sedan. It's one of the smartest automobiles you can buy today. Whether you're driving through crowded city streets, cruising across endless American highways, or simply taking your family on a weekend road trip, the Accord somehow manages to make every journey feel effortless. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why so many experts consider it the benchmark that every other mid-size sedan still struggles to beat. At first glance, the 2026 Honda Accord doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it earns it. Its design isn't built around unnecessary aggression or exaggerated styling. There's no oversized grille trying to imitate a supercar. No fake vents pretending to improve performance. No dramatic body lines designed purely for social media photos. Instead, every curve, every surface, and every proportion feels intentional. The front fascia carries a confident yet sophisticated appearance. Slim LED headlights stretch elegantly across the front, giving the car a sharp and modern expression without looking intimidating. The clean horizontal design creates a wider visual stance, making the Accord appear planted and composed even while standing still. Move around to the side, and the long, flowing roofline immediately catches your eye. It blends seamlessly into the rear, creating a fastback-inspired silhouette that gives the Accord a premium presence usually reserved for luxury sedans costing tens of thousands of dollars more. The body lines remain clean and understated, allowing the design to age gracefully instead of following short-lived styling trends. This is the kind of car that still looks elegant years after its release. Large alloy wheels fill the wheel arches perfectly, while carefully sculpted character lines subtly reflect light as the car moves down the road. Every angle feels refined. Nothing feels forced. At the rear, sleek LED taillights extend across the corners, giving the Accord a modern signature that's instantly recognizable after sunset. The clean trunk design, integrated spoiler profile, and balanced proportions complete a look that's sporty without sacrificing sophistication. It's a sedan that doesn't need loud styling to make an impression, because confidence never has to shout. Honda's engineers also paid close attention to aerodynamics. Every contour has been shaped to help air flow more efficiently around the vehicle, reducing drag, improving highway stability, lowering wind noise, and even contributing to better fuel economy. It's engineering you rarely notice, but you appreciate every single mile. Park the Accord outside an office building, a luxury hotel, or even your own driveway, and it never looks out of place. That's one of its greatest strengths. It fits almost every lifestyle. Young professionals appreciate its modern appearance. Families love its practicality. Retirees admire its comfort, and enthusiasts respect its timeless design philosophy. Unlike many competitors that aggressively chase trends, the Accord focuses on creating lasting appeal. That decision has paid off for decades. One reason the Accord continues to dominate American roads is because owners rarely feel the need to replace it simply because it looks outdated. It remains fresh, elegant, and unmistakably Honda. Of course, beautiful design is only part of the story. Because the moment you open the door, the Accord reveals something even more impressive. A cabin that completely changes your expectations of what a midsize sedan should feel like. And that's where this car truly begins to separate itself from the competition. The moment you settle into the driver's seat, it becomes clear that Honda didn't simply design another interior. They designed an environment that instantly makes you feel comfortable, confident, and completely at ease, whether you're driving 5 miles across town or 500 miles across the country. Close the door, and the outside world almost disappears. The solid thud of the door closing immediately gives the impression of quality. Road noise fades into the background, while carefully engineered insulation creates a cabin that's remarkably quiet even at highway speeds. It's the kind of silence that allows conversations to flow naturally, music to sound richer, and long drives to feel surprisingly relaxing. One of the biggest surprises is just how premium everything feels. Soft-touch materials cover nearly every surface your hands naturally reach. The dashboard features a clean horizontal design that makes the cabin feel wider and more open than many SUVs. Fine stitching stretches across the instrument panel, while brushed metallic accents add a subtle touch of sophistication without becoming flashy. Honda clearly understands that luxury isn't about covering every surface with chrome. It's about thoughtful design. It's about making every interaction feel effortless. The front seats are a perfect example. At first glance, they appear simple. But spend an hour behind the wheel, and you'll quickly understand why so many owners praise them. The seats provide exceptional support for your back, shoulders, and thighs, helping reduce fatigue during long highway journeys. Whether you're stuck in rush hour traffic or driving across multiple states, they remain comfortable hour after hour. Available heating and ventilation ensure you're comfortable during freezing winter mornings and scorching summer afternoons alike. Finding the perfect driving position is equally effortless. With multiple power adjustments, memory functions, and an ergonomically designed cockpit, drivers of almost every height can feel immediately at home. Everything falls naturally into place. The steering wheel, the pedals, the center console, the armrests. Nothing feels awkward. Nothing requires unnecessary reaching. Every control seems positioned exactly where your instincts expect it to be. This may sound like a small detail, but after thousands of miles, details like these make an enormous difference. Move into the rear seats, and the Accord continues to impress. Unlike many sporty sedans that sacrifice passenger comfort for sleek styling, the Accord offers generous legroom and impressive headroom, making it one of the most spacious vehicles in its class. Adults can comfortably stretch out without feeling cramped, while children have plenty of room for long family road trips. Even the center rear passenger benefits from a relatively flat floor compared to many competitors, making three-person seating noticeably more practical. Families will especially appreciate the wide-opening rear doors, making child seats easier to install and everyday entry far more convenient. The trunk is equally impressive. With a wide opening and generous cargo capacity, it easily handles everything from grocery runs and airport luggage to golf clubs, strollers, camping equipment, or a full weekend's worth of travel gear. It's one of those cars that quietly adapts to whatever life throws at it. Need to move into a new apartment? The Accord helps. Weekend getaway? No problem. Family vacation? It handles it with ease. This remarkable practicality is one of the reasons so many Americans continue choosing the Accord generation after generation. Then there's the technology. In today's automotive world, many manufacturers seem obsessed with replacing every physical button with another touch screen. While that may look futuristic inside a showroom, it often becomes frustrating during everyday driving. Honda chose a smarter approach. The infotainment display is crisp, responsive, and positioned perfectly within the driver's natural line of sight. Menus remain clean and easy to understand. Response times are quick. Graphics are sharp. And perhaps most importantly, you don't need an instruction manual just to adjust the climate controls. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connect almost instantly, allowing drivers to access navigation, calls, messages, and music without dealing with messy charging cables. The wireless charging pad keeps compatible smartphones powered throughout the journey, while multiple USB ports ensure every passenger stays connected. Higher trims take the experience even further with a premium Bose audio system that transforms the cabin into a surprisingly immersive listening space. Whether you're enjoying a classical orchestra, country music during a highway cruise, or your favorite podcast on the morning commute, the sound remains clear, balanced, and remarkably rich. Directly ahead of the driver sits a fully digital instrument cluster that presents information with exceptional clarity. Speed, navigation, driver assistance alerts, fuel economy, trip information. Everything appears exactly where it's needed, reducing distractions while keeping the driver informed. Complementing it is a customizable head-up display that projects important driving information directly onto the windshield. Instead of constantly glancing down at the dashboard, your eyes remain focused on the road ahead. It's a simple feature, but one that quickly becomes difficult to live without. Throughout the cabin, carefully placed ambient lighting creates a calm and welcoming atmosphere after sunset. It's never overwhelming, never distracting, just enough to make nighttime driving feel a little more special. Even after several years of ownership, it's these thoughtful details that owners continue talking about. Not because they're flashy, but because they simply work. And that's perhaps the greatest compliment any automobile can receive. The 2026 Honda Accord never tries to impress you with unnecessary gimmicks. Instead, it quietly earns your respect every single day you drive it. Of course, comfort and technology mean very little if the driving experience fails to deliver. Fortunately, that's exactly where the Accord begins to reveal why it's remained one of America's favorite sedans for nearly half a century. Because beneath its refined appearance lies an engineering philosophy that perfectly balances performance, efficiency, confidence, and everyday usability in a way very few competitors have ever managed to achieve. The moment you press the accelerator, the Accord reminds you why numbers on a spec sheet never tell the whole story. Because real-world performance isn't just about having the most horsepower. It's about how confidently a car responds when you need it most. Merging onto a busy interstate, overtaking a slow-moving truck on a 2-lane highway, navigating rush-hour traffic with smooth, predictable acceleration, or simply enjoying an open stretch of road after a long day. This is where Honda's decades of engineering experience truly shine. Depending on the trim, the 2026 Accord offers two highly refined powertrains, each designed with a different type of driver in mind. The standard turbocharged engine delivers smooth, responsive acceleration that's perfectly suited for everyday driving. It feels eager without being aggressive, refined without feeling dull. Power builds progressively, making the car easy to control whether you're leaving a stoplight or cruising at highway speeds. For drivers looking to maximize efficiency without sacrificing performance, the hybrid model tells an even more impressive story. Rather than relying solely on gasoline, Honda's advanced two-motor hybrid system works almost seamlessly behind the scenes. At lower speeds, electric power provides instant torque, allowing the Accord to glide away from traffic lights with remarkable smoothness. As speed increases, the gasoline engine joins the effort almost imperceptibly, creating a driving experience that feels both powerful and incredibly refined. Most drivers won't even notice the transition. They'll simply notice how effortless everything feels. This combination doesn't just improve fuel economy. It transforms the entire personality of the car. Acceleration becomes immediate. Traffic becomes less stressful. City driving feels quieter. Highway cruising feels calmer. It's one of the reasons so many first-time hybrid buyers quickly wonder why they didn't make the switch years earlier. Fuel economy has become one of the biggest deciding factors for American families, especially with fluctuating gas prices. Here again, the Accord demonstrates why it continues to lead its segment. The hybrid variant delivers outstanding efficiency that allows drivers to travel hundreds of miles on a single tank, reducing fuel stops while saving thousands of dollars over years of ownership. For commuters covering long distances every week, those savings become impossible to ignore. Imagine spending less time at the gas station and more time actually enjoying the drive. Yet despite its impressive efficiency, the Accord never feels underpowered. The electric motors provide immediate response the instant you touch the accelerator, giving the sedan a surprisingly energetic character around town. It's quick when you need it, calm when you don't. Exactly the balance most drivers are searching for. But perhaps the Accord's greatest achievement isn't straight-line performance. It's how it behaves once the road begins to twist. Many midsize sedans prioritize softness at the expense of confidence. Others chase sporty handling so aggressively that everyday comfort suffers. Honda somehow manages to deliver both. The steering feels precise without becoming overly heavy. Every small input produces a predictable response, giving the driver confidence through curves and highway lane changes alike. The suspension deserves special recognition. It absorbs broken pavement, expansion joints, and potholes with remarkable composure while maintaining excellent body control. Instead of floating excessively or crashing harshly over bumps, the Accord settles almost immediately, creating a ride that feels refined and reassuring. Long-distance travel becomes surprisingly relaxing. Hours behind the wheel pass without leaving you exhausted. Whether you're driving through crowded downtown streets, winding country roads, or endless interstate highways, the Accord always feels composed. Never nervous. Never unpredictable. Never overwhelming. That confidence becomes even more valuable during bad weather. Rain-soaked highways, unexpected crosswinds, cold winter mornings. The Accord remains stable and predictable, helping drivers feel in control when conditions become challenging. Braking performance is equally impressive. The pedal delivers a natural, progressive feel that's easy to modulate, whether you're making a gentle stop in city traffic or braking firmly during an emergency situation. Every action feels consistent. Every response feels trustworthy. And trust is something Honda has spent decades earning. Of course, no discussion about the Accord would be complete without mentioning safety. Today's drivers expect more than airbags and seatbelts. They expect their vehicle to actively help prevent accidents before they happen. That's exactly what Honda's sensing was designed to accomplish. Using a sophisticated combination of cameras, radar sensors, and intelligent software, the Accord constantly monitors its surroundings. If traffic ahead suddenly slows, the system can warn the driver and even apply emergency braking if necessary. If the vehicle begins drifting out of its lane without signaling, steering assistance gently helps guide it back. Adaptive cruise control automatically adjusts speed based on surrounding traffic, making long highway journeys significantly less tiring. Traffic jam assist reduces stress during slow-moving congestion by helping maintain distance and lane position. Blind spot monitoring increases awareness of vehicles that may otherwise remain hidden. Rear cross traffic alert provides additional confidence when reversing out of crowded parking spaces. These aren't flashy features designed simply to impress during a dealership demonstration. They're technologies that quietly protect drivers and passengers every single day. Independent safety organizations have consistently recognized the Accord as one of the safest sedans available, reinforcing the confidence millions of owners already feel behind the wheel. For parents, that peace of mind is priceless. For commuters, it's reassuring. For first-time buyers, it can make all the difference. But perhaps the most remarkable part of the Accord isn't its technology, or its fuel economy, or even its comfort. It's what happens after 5 years, after 10 years, sometimes even after 200,000 miles. Because while many vehicles slowly become expensive to own as they age, the Accord has built a reputation for doing exactly the opposite. And that's where this remarkable sedan truly separates itself from nearly everything else on the road. And that's precisely where the 2026 Honda Accord stops being just another midsize sedan and starts becoming one of the smartest financial decisions a driver can make. Buying a car isn't just about the excitement you feel on delivery day. It's about how that car treats you over the next 5, 10, or even 15 years. This is where countless vehicles begin to show their weaknesses. Maintenance costs start climbing. Unexpected repairs become more frequent. Electronic systems begin to fail. Interior materials wear out faster than expected. Resale values drop dramatically. What once seemed like a bargain slowly becomes an expensive mistake. The Accord tells a completely different story. For decades, Honda has built its reputation on engineering vehicles that simply refuse to quit. Across America, it's not unusual to find Honda Accords with well over 200,000 miles still serving as dependable daily drivers. Some owners proudly pass the 300,000-mile mark with nothing more than routine maintenance. That kind of longevity isn't luck. It's the result of careful engineering, rigorous testing, and decades of refining every generation. When people talk about reliability, they're not just talking about an engine that starts every morning. They're talking about confidence. The confidence to drive across the country without worrying about being stranded. The confidence to hand the keys to a new teenage driver. The confidence to know your vehicle will still be dependable years after the monthly payments are gone. That peace of mind is something money alone can't buy. It has to be earned. And Honda has spent generations earning it. Then, there's the cost of ownership. Insurance rates remain reasonable compared to many premium sedans. Routine maintenance is straightforward. Replacement parts are widely available throughout the United States. Qualified Honda technicians can be found in nearly every city, making service both convenient and affordable. For many families, these factors matter far more than shaving a few tenths of a second off a 0 to 60 run. Because real ownership isn't measured in showroom excitement. It's measured in years of dependable service. Another area where the Accord continues to outperform many rivals is resale value. The moment many new vehicles leave the dealership, their value begins dropping at an alarming rate. Some luxury sedans lose tens of thousands of dollars within only a few years. The Accord has consistently proven to be one of the strongest performers when it comes to retaining its value. That means when it's finally time to trade it in or sell it privately, owners often recover significantly more of their original investment. Over the life of the vehicle, that difference can amount to thousands of dollars. It's another hidden advantage that many first-time buyers overlook. The Accord doesn't simply save you money while you own it. It continues protecting your investment long after purchase. And that's exactly why financial experts, automotive journalists, and experienced car buyers so often recommend it. It isn't because it's the fastest sedan on the market. It isn't because it's the most luxurious. And it certainly isn't because it has the biggest touchscreen. It's because it gets almost everything right. Compare it with many European competitors, and you'll often find more expensive repair bills, higher insurance costs, and steeper depreciation. Compare it with some sporty rivals, and you'll discover less rear seat space, a firmer ride, and lower fuel efficiency. Compare it with budget-focused sedans, and you'll notice a significant difference in refinement, technology, cabin quality, and overall driving confidence. The Accord somehow occupies a rare position in today's automotive world. It doesn't dominate one single category. Instead, it performs exceptionally well in almost every category. And that's much harder to achieve. Think about what most people actually need from a car. They want something comfortable enough for daily commuting, efficient enough to keep fuel costs low, safe enough to protect their family, spacious enough for weekend adventures, reliable enough to trust for years, modern enough to enjoy every drive, and attractive enough to still make them smile every time they walk toward it in a parking lot. The 2026 Honda Accord delivers every one of those qualities, without asking buyers to make major compromises. Perhaps that's why the Accord has remained one of America's favorite sedans for nearly half a century. Generations have grown up riding in one. Millions learned to drive in one. Countless families created unforgettable road trip memories inside one. For many Americans, the Accord isn't simply transportation. It's part of their lives. It's the dependable companion that gets them to their first job interview, the comfortable cruiser that carries them through college, the safe family sedan that brings home a newborn child, the reliable partner that continues starting every morning, year after year, without demanding constant attention. Very few automobiles earn that kind of reputation. Even fewer manage to keep it for decades. In an era where manufacturers constantly chase trends, add unnecessary complexity, and compete to create the biggest headlines, Honda has remained focused on something much more important: building a car people genuinely love to own. And perhaps that's the greatest achievement of all. Because the best car isn't always the one with the most horsepower. It isn't always the most expensive. It isn't always the one that attracts the most attention. The best car is the one that improves your everyday life. The one you can depend on without hesitation. The one that still feels like the right decision years after you bought it. And that's exactly why the 2026 Honda Accord continues to stand above the competition. Not because it tries to be everything, but because it masters the things that truly matter. So, if someone asked me to recommend just one sedan in 2026, one car that delivers the perfect balance of comfort, efficiency, technology, safety, reliability, value, and long-term ownership satisfaction, my answer would be simple: the 2026 Honda Accord. Now I'd love to hear from you. If money weren't the deciding factor, would the Honda Accord still be your first choice? Or would you pick another sedan instead? Let me know your answer in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most respected sedans, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next automotive documentary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.